You see, what you have here right now in this room, the combined power on your campuses, on your social media, this right here could move the fight so considerably against the trans social contagion.
Right-wingers have found their target.
Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth.
Because they are simply running out of scapegoats.
Transgenderism must be eradicated.
So they go after trans people. One grifter put the Republican strategy perfectly.
Now it's just trans women. Is that what they're all about?
The LGBTQ community has become this cult. I think they're evil. They're just evil people. And they want to groom kids.
And right-wing media continues feeding into the scare tactics. And you know, when you think about it, it's really no surprise libs of TikTok appeared to be at the Capitol on January 6th. But remember these words as we present this story. Meet Josef Tesar and his partner. They are in British Columbia and will use the dog whistles aligned with right-wing politics. Here's what happened. There was a track meet taking place in Canola, British Columbia. Tesar would be in attendance, cause a disturbance, and be banned from showing his face there again. Here's what happened. A 9-year-old competed at a shot put event when a grandfather, now identified as Tesar, yelled at her. Not words of encouragement, only hatred. She went to step up to compete for the grade 4 shot put final. And right before she went to throw, a grandfather of a student said, "Hey, this is supposed to be a girls' event. Why are you letting boys compete?" Heidi Starr said, "My daughter is cis, born female, uses she, her. She has a pixie cut." Starr says the man then carried on to demand seeing certification to prove her daughter was in fact a girl. He stopped the event. He pointed at another girl who had short hair. He then piped in and he would say, "Well, if she's not a boy, then she's obviously trans." Starr said the man's wife then called her a genital mutilator, a groomer, and a pedophile. I need to be clear about this. If they were about protecting children, this is not the way to go about it. Continuing, Starr, the mother of the 9-year-old, would tell Infotel she was shaking and sobbing. All the kids that were there went, "This is gross. This is rude. Why would he be doing this?" The other child, he pointed out, just ran away altogether. Per the outlet, the man has now been banned from all School District 23 property and events, according to the superintendent. Kevin Cardall, pictured here, is setting a precedent most schools should set in the wake of these events and the attacks on our neighbors and our loved ones. H.R. Reagan then took to Facebook to voice her displeasure, it read in part. He was asked, as in Tesar, to leave, and he wouldn't. The entire event was moved to a different pit, and he walked over to that pit and stood there, chest out, arms crossed. The school district has been incredible and is going to ensure he is barred from attending any event ever hosted by this school district. And the principal of the school his daughter competed for phoned and personally apologized for the abhorrent behavior. But if you see him at an event, you should probably give a heads up to the organizers. Starr said she's a gay woman. Her daughter has had a transgender coach and theater teacher, and Starr's brother has a trans child. She, her daughter, completely understands the spectrum of gender and diversity. She's always understood and never had concerns with that. Exactly. Kids don't judge these things. They ask questions because their mind is developing and they're curious. These are not things that should be used as pawns and crutches for votes and bigotry, period. And if you think that teaching your child that trans people exist, or that sometimes there's a mommy and a daddy who have a family and they are parents, then there's something wrong with you. There is something diabolically, specifically wrong with you. And if you even go further and have negative thoughts about that, you are the problem. I'm sorry. In addition to the attacks, there was some tea thrown his way on Facebook that claims he's detached, Joseph is, from reality because of right-wing media that has caused a strain on his relationship with his family. Oh, what a surprise. These episodes of rage from right-wingers are a common theme, making an issue out of nothing to pander to white evangelicals. Charlie Kirk's Toilet Paper USA started as an organization devoted to fiscal responsibility. It made a hard pivot, though, in the Trump years to indoctrinating the youth, cloaking their divisiveness behind the guise of Christianity and in turn promoting Christian nationalism. Professor Balmer of Dartmouth says it's history repeating itself. It's staggering how quickly marriage disappeared as an issue, and so they almost frantically began looking for something else, and of course the trans thing was the next thing on the horizon. Jeff Watrosky, campaign director at HRC, went further. Even as they've shrunk as part of the population, white evangelicals are still showing up to vote in disproportionate numbers, in much higher numbers of their proportion of the population.